Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Incompetent Nerds. I'm your boy Tank, along with our good friend and one and only, the sex symbol himself.
Yes. I was waiting for the twist. The first two were nice, and then you got me on the twist. So I appreciate that.
Always. And today we have a special episode. It is none other our topic of the day. And I'm making this last long just to give you guys some type of anxiety. The future of gaming.
Yeah, so radical honesty, we did zero what is it? Research? Yeah, there it
all
is.
Opinionated.
But this is all opinionated, yeah, and just sort of I mean we can keep it on the shorter side, but just closing out the month. I mean, it's already July, but we do what we want here, and yeah, we just want to talk about where we see gaming going, where it's sort of brought us versus where it brings us now, and where it brings other people and potentially future gamers out there. So, I guess we'll kick it off. Tank, what are your overall thoughts? What is the future of gaming to you?
The future of gaming is games as a service.
What do you mean by that?
That was a joke. Well, as Mark said, as me and Mark said, this is all opinionated, coming from two gamers who just play games, buy games, check out games, and talk shit about games when we have the spare time. So,
right.
The way gaming is turning. The future of gaming is definitely going to be something different than what we're seeing right now. We are not, I could say, we are finally in like the infancy of both virtual reality and augmented reality.
Mm-hmm.
That would definitely be a huge area of gaming. Virtual reality has been around since the 70s. But the whole stereotypic like goggles with gloves or suit, whatever, started off in media and movies, and it was that was loud. And
loud.
moving forward, the technology wasn't there. A lot of companies try to get into VR at the early stages. Sega, Nintendo, even some other ones. I think Atari. I'm not too sure. Atari actually tried to do an early version of like controlling a character, just controlling the game with your mind, and they actually had a headset. But then it was rumored, I'm not sure it was official, I remember watching this, that this headset caused people to get brain damaged.
Interesting.
So supposedly FBI got involved with this.
And the FBI?
FBI got involved with this because they were because this is a headset you're using this electronic headset, using brain waves to control the character on screen. And this is Atari. This is not, this is late, I think early 80s. Not the Atari, what was it? The Atari 2600, the Atari whatever 100. I forgot the next brand. The graphics were still I think like maybe 8-bit at the time or maybe less. But yeah, the FBI supposedly got involved. But again, this was all rumored. Now the headset does exist, but the whole rumor about people getting having brain damage or becoming vegetables and all this other stuff is all stemmed from this so-called controller. Now in the future, I feel like in the coming years we can hit an area where we can rock a VR headset with that type of technology, and where you're controlling your character with basically your brain,
your thoughts. Yeah,
just your thoughts. And it's like, holy crap, I could lift this arm just by tricking my brain that I'm lifting my arm. This is amazing. But like, I feel like that's all far ahead. It might be maybe possibly our near future. But nothing that I
mean,
see in
I think it's like
years.
It's all. Yeah, I mean, it's always been like in what's it called? It's always been like the people who lose their limbs
Mm-hmm.
and you show them a mirror, and they can they reach for something that's they can't obviously reach for. That I think the idea is there. I
Yeah.
just think there's a lot of science behind it that may or may not have been done already.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But
Um.
it's interesting that you think that you went there, because I was thinking about something completely different, because to me, I've always thought the future of gaming was being able to game wherever you are. And things like the Nintendo Switch have definitely been able to
Yeah.
be a step forward in that, because to me nobody wants to carry around a box, hook it up to a TV, have a controller or whatever. You want to be able to just whip out whatever you're going with and play, and then move on, or put it away in your backpack, and you don't want to have to get out your laptop and hook it up or whatever.
Yeah. I feel like the hybrid console, like model, is
Mm-hmm.
possibly going to be the future, for the fact like, okay, yeah, the Switch is not as powerful as the PS4 or the Xbox One's base models.
Mm-hmm.
That they're not as but just it's like people are pushing it, and people are coming out with games that are coming out now and are throwing them on the Switch. They're doing some editing. They're cutting some shit. They're modding the game in such a way so it's playable on the Switch and it's enjoyable. But a lot of
Right.
folks do love that ability of, holy crap, I could take my console on the go and dock it anywhere to a TV. I don't even need to take this whole big old box or whatever,
Right.
like you were saying. And mobile gaming came from just mobile gaming came a long way. Game Boy, all these, like, remember the Tiger game things back in the
Yeah.
day, the cheapy,
Yeah.
like all that came such a
Those were
long
fun,
way.
man. Those were fun.
Oh yeah, hell, even look at cell phones. You can play games on your cell phone. One of the biggest
Yeah.
AR
Snake.
games.
Snake on the
No,
Nokia
oh my god,
Nokia bricks.
I remember that. That's the first time I ever played a mobile game. My father had a Nokia brick, and never forget. We went watching. We went. I went with him to watch clothes. I was a kid, and he just hands me his phone. He goes, "Hey, here, yeah," because I was just sitting there bored out of my mind. He goes, "Hey, I got a game." I'm like, "What game?" And he pulls out his phone. And he goes, "Here, it's Snake. Play it. You got to use 2, 4, 6, and 8 to move him around, and you got to get the tiny blocks." So I was like, "Holy crap!" And I was addicted to it. I was like, I was playing for hours. That it came
Right.
to a point that me and my father were going, head to head in a high score. But it how mobile games just came from a long way, because I never had a growing up. I never had a Game Boy Color and stuff. When my first mobile game was the Game Boy, uh, I think, yeah, it was the Game Boy Color. It was one Christmas, and I got Pokemon Red, and my brother got Pokemon Blue,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where it took off. Um,
I
then
think I think you've talked about this story before. That was your first. That was your intro to gaming, right?
no, my intro to gaming was when my father bought me a Genesis. I think he bought it from his
Oh,
friend
right.
or whoever, because it came with it. He brought it in. It was a big ass box with a bunch of games. But it was the Genesis, and that was my intro to gaming. Like, I played games before when I was a kid, but I never had my own, so I really never cared for it until he brought it, and I was just super excited. It was a school night, and here I am playing it till like 9, 10 o'clock at night. My mom's about to kick my ass to go to sleep.
Yeah,
Um,
it's hilarious.
yeah, and look what it drove me now. Hell, to the point that I'm taking programming classes to create my own game.
Ooh,
Yay!
fancy.
Yeah, we could talk about that next time. But the future of gaming, I feel like, is heading towards an AR all slash VR environment, where VR will be for more of the hardcore players, those who want to play, be immersive and inside a
Right.
game, be it whatever game it is. And then you have your AR crowd, which will be more for like casual. So, for example, Pokemon Go was one of the biggest AR games that there was. One of the benefits I liked about that game, that you were able to turn off the AR, so the Pokemon didn't come out, like, be in front of a dumpster wherever you were at, but that,
Wasn't it? Didn't it also it was terrible on the battery, right?
oh, it was really terrible on the battery when it first came out.
Yeah.
They kept, tweaking it and everything, but I really felt that Niantic, which is actually owned by Google,
Mm-hmm.
um, did did not do such a great job keeping that game afloat.
Why?
For one, when it dropped, anybody who's listening to this all knew about Pokemon Go. There are still some people out there that play Pokemon Go. But when that game dropped, it dropped hard. Everybody had it. There was literally an unofficial gathering in downtown.
There were a lot of unofficial gatherings.
Yeah, there was so I remember one. There was a Pokemon Go event.
Yeah,
And
thousands of people showed up.
yeah, and I'm overthinking, me and my friend were thinking like, at first, not my friend, I was thinking like, damn, Niantic is actually doing an event in downtown Chicago to celebrate this. That's amazing. Then I checked the Pokemon. I seen the Facebook event, and I'm like, it was an unofficial event. It was just a group of people who just like, we should just open this out to everybody. Like it shouldn't just be like us, 4, 8, how many there was. We just open up to everybody because of 4 people who wanted just to get together and play this event, gathered thousands of Pokemon Go players to Millennium/Grant Park. People were all over that area, walking around. Bro, I brought my external battery, which had 2 USB ports. So I'm charging my phone. I'm charging, my friend's phone. We're going through. Hell, even other people, hey, man, you got some charge in your battery? My phone's about to. I'm like, all right, go ahead, charge in. Bro, I'm charging people's batteries. We're walking around. We're capturing Pokemon. We even went out to eat at freaking Giordano's. Went to different places and came back. That was a crazy Saturday. We were so beat. We were walking for hours. You know, what you call it? Hatching our eggs. Battling capturing other Pokemon, battling gyms. There was a few gyms, and dude, it was going nuts. That every time somebody took over a gym, just somebody else just conquers it, and it was just horrible. And you literally had 3 different crowds. You had the red, blue, and yellow crowds. And it was funny because I was red, I was blue. My guy was red, and one of my guys was no, I was yellow. My guy was red, and my other guy was blue. And dude, it was just crazy because now we're cracking jokes. We were walking along. We were walking down. I forgot the damn street, but we're walking down the street in Millennium, more like Grant Park, and we just see a row of porta potties. And who was? I think I was surrounded by mostly mostly reds, and the only blue was Chaos. Chaos was blue, I want to say. And I'm like, yo, Chaos. There goes your people right there. I forgot what blue was called. I forgot the blue team, what they were called. It was
one of them was Valor. I remember that.
Team Valor, Team Instinct, and Team shit. Now you're gonna make me look this up because Team Valor was red, Team Instinct was yellow, and Team.
Why? But you started by saying it was like not it was not good. Like they didn't
Mystic.
do it well.
Yeah, it was Team Mystic. I'm like, hey, Chaos. There goes all your Team Mystics right there because they were all blue porta potties. Oh, I had motherfuckers dying. But the reason why I wasn't say they didn't drop it was, you see how the story went. How you gather so many thousand people. People were playing it just daily, back to back, and then it just dropped. That was because they weren't pushing. They didn't push enough content out in decent timing. The fact that Niantic is a small company, because of Pokemon Grow, and after I think about a year or two, about a good year after Pokemon Go was out, that's when they started releasing new content. But because of that, I felt like it's already been too late. It started to drop, diminish. Less people were going on. They tried their damnedest to keep up and failed. And one of the major fails was the first Pokemon Go event, which was in Chicago. Service.
You mean the first official?
Yeah, the first official one by Niantic. It failed so hard. People couldn't go in. People could not play. Service was just horrible. No matter who was your who was your
service provider.
Your service provider. It was just bad because there was so many people there, and even people who got there and had tickets to get in could not get in because they were already crowded.
Yeah.
So they sold more tickets than there was for available space.
Oh, right.
So I don't know if you remember this event, but it was just horrible for Niantic, giving them a bad name.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Well, why do normal people like? Why does the everyday gamer just stop playing a game like that?
it has to deal with content. So normal, I want to say casual players. I still see
Mm-hmm.
people still playing it, but casual players don't play games for long.
Right.
They play it for some time. Once it defeats their interest, they just like, okay, on to the next. They move on.
Right.
That's why you got Madden fans out there.
Mm-hmm.
They always buy every copy every year. That's just a jab at thumb. Paying $60 for the same game over and over again. But also, you have the hardcore gamers. Hardcore gamers tend to stay for the long run. Hell, you still got a bunch of hardcore gamers still playing this game, all because they're constantly dropping new. They have a nice constant flow of new content. But once you lose your base from the beginning, that first year, it's kind of hard to bring them back.
Right.
There was a slight boost when Nintendo announced Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee Pokemon game for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Because in there, whatever Pokemon you caught in Pokemon Go, you could transfer them to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu
Oh,
and
that's
Eevee.
cool.
So that was a cool feature. But it
Mm-hmm.
still didn't bring back enough people.
Yeah. I mean, I think the key is like people. It's all about. You're right. It's all about casual gamers who don't play things for long. So it's all about like just keeping people's interest and. But that's also a problem too, right? With
Yeah.
the DLC thing we talked about is like when they come out with content, it's like they want you to pay for it, and it's like, well, you already bought what you thought was a full game, and now it's like you realize it wasn't a full game.
Yeah. And Pokemon gonna be a free game. You know, it did change. Like, it did make an impact on that year's history.
Yeah,
Like nobody's ever gonna forget. When Pokemon Go dropped and how everybody had it. Even people who never watched Pokemon or played Pokemon cards or even played the games, they were just like, "Holy shit, this is pretty fun."
I'm gonna jump on.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
everybody
like
jumped on the
everybody's
bandwagon.
exactly.
Um,
I had a buddy who gave out like who made little Pokemon trainer cards
yeah.
and like gave them out to girls that had his phone number on it.
Ooh, that's smooth. I like that.
I was dying.
Oh man, but AR is gonna be the way to. I want to say is gonna be the way to go, mostly on mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
Phones, they're getting a lot more powerful. Same, phones, tablets, computers, mainly phones and tablets. They're getting more and more powerful. They're able to handle more and push more. And with more mobile phones, with their power constantly increasing, you're gonna have what you call it, these AR games becoming bigger and bigger. This augmented
But
reality, which is gonna be, it's changing how things are now.
but what are, but do you really think the casual gamer is gonna play AR like on phone or on the go
You see
if they
casual
only got
gamers constantly playing whatever games on, depending on your commute to, to
right?
anywhere. Be it you take public transportation to work, be it a bus, a train, trolley, whatever you take. Um, Hell, even for some of those who take ferries going back and forth, you see a lot of people on their phone.
Yeah, of
Sometimes they're
course.
reading emails. Sometimes they're working through their phone. They're reading emails. They're reading news. But then you also see a decent amount of them are playing games.
Mm-hmm.
And these are quick games. And these AR games are slowly becoming those quick to play games.
Do you have an example? What should I check out right now?
Um, I forgot that table. It was a tabletop one. Well, I have
Mm-hmm.
iPhone. You have Android. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you need to step your game up, broke motherfucker.
I'm pretty sure you had an Android till like 2.5 seconds ago. So let's not start that.
I had an Android about. Yeah, let's not worry about that negativity of my life. Ever since I got to iPhone, my life's been better. Um, but shit, I forgot where I was now. folks playing, casual gamers
An
playing
AR, an
games.
AR tabletop game
It's an AR
that's out right
tabletop
now.
game that you're able. It's like a strategic. It's a strategy game. Uh,
Okay.
RTS. There you go. That's built in AR. So by you playing it, you could show it shining on the table or whatever, be it on the
Mm-hmm.
train, on the floor of a train or a bus, and it'll create these mountains or whatever. And within the environment, you see these tanks and soldiers running around shooting each other. It's an RTS. So I feel like those are going to become bigger, and even a lot of companies are investing more in, like for example, Apple is investing more money into AR than in VR, saying that AR is the future because you don't need all this expensive equipment for
Mm-hmm.
AR. AR, you just need a camera, your phone, and it just changes your environment. And where VR requires you to have this equipment for you to be immersive into that environment.
Right. So
So
it's like
Apple
bringing the
sees,
world to life
yeah,
versus going into another world.
exactly. So that's what Apple's investing. That's what they see their future in. For me, I see a combination of both. I see
Yeah.
I see a combination of people playing AR games, especially interactive ones, health ones, where it's like, you're playing for example, fucking Pokemon Go was not just a game; it was also a health app. It recorded steps. It recorded steps so that way when you make a certain milestone, you hit a certain milestone, your egg hatches. So now you're getting more involved. You're like,
Right.
okay, I'm walking. Hopefully, the egg I get is a freaking Charmeleon, Charmander. Poof,
Mm-hmm.
you get a damn Magikarp. Oh well, you keep going. With these, I just feel like AR is gonna be a real huge in terms of the phone. When it comes to PC and console, and even consoles, gonna be on his way out. I'm telling you, I feel like PS5 and the next Xbox, Project Scarlet, they're not gonna be the last consoles. I think the one after them is gonna be the last console because after every 5 years, they're constantly cycle them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what you call it? After this, they're gonna go straight to, remember on live, that
Mm-hmm.
cloud gaming.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the future of console gaming or just gaming
Yeah.
in general. But the sad
Yeah,
part is
definitely.
more like, oh, I gotta pay a service, like Stadia,
Right.
Google
Right.
Stadia. You pay a service to play some games, and then you're able to buy, $60 games, but you're still paying for the service of Stadia. It at the end is gonna be an expensive fucking device.
Sure.
Expensive fucking service. But what's cool about it is you could play, high end games on your phone, on your computer, on your TV, doesn't matter where, because you're just connecting to the cloud and you're just gaming that way. Which
Yeah.
is, it's cool. Cloud services it's the future of a lot of different services out there. But when it comes to like gaming, there's still a bunch of people who would just like hard copies or a nice digital copy on their system that they own, not somewhere in the cloud. So if the service goes down, you can't play your damn game.
Yeah, but I do have some games that are downloaded that I cannot play anymore because I got rid of PlayStation Plus.
True.
So they do still keep track,
Yeah. Well, those are
unfortunately.
just those are games that come through the service. But I'm talking about when
Right.
the games that you purchase yourself.
Right.
So, for example, you have a digital copy of Uncharted 4 that you bought. It wasn't free with any services. You bought it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's on your hard drive, it's yours forever.
Right.
As long as your hard drive doesn't crack, or the fact that what you call it, Sony
Which
services doesn't go down.
which does happen, by the way.
Yep. That's why I just prefer to buy hard copies,
Mm-hmm.
mainly for that. It's just like, this game is not going to be playable again. At least I can still play the single player mode or whatever because I have a hard copy.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. But the future gaming is kind of hard to tell, especially with games as a service. For example,
Right.
Destiny being one, and several others. Those games, a lot of companies want that to be the future. They want these games as a service to be the future because there's more revenue coming in for them. But I
Right.
feel like games as a service is a double-edged sword.
Why?
Hear me out. Games as a service. For example, Destiny built up this hype, becoming what it wanted to become, but when it dropped, it didn't have as much content. It was like a micro MMO. That's what it pretty much was. It was basically a mini micro MMO. Um, I feel like the games as a service model hasn't yet. It's been successful in terms of revenue for the company. Companies have been
Mm-hmm.
making millions, billions of dollars off of the services,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't last long. They lose a lot of people, even some hardcore crowd. Because if you fuck up with the hardcore crowd, that's where you're gonna lose a lot of more money. Yeah, you got your money from
Right.
the casual players, but they just bought the base model. They're not
Right.
sticking in for you know all the expansions. They're not gonna go ahead and put in an additional
They're
one
not
hundred and
investing
fifty
long
dollars.
term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by them pricing uh, their microtransactions right, and be
Mm-hmm.
it that the microtransactions are not loot box based,
Mm-hmm.
it could succeed. Hell, a good example is World of Warcraft,
Mm-hmm.
MMORPG. It's been around for decades. Every time they push a new expansion, people play it. But what's have been giving Blizzard a lot of shock is they believe like, okay, new content, new levels, new raids is gonna take these people approximately like maybe 4 or 5 years to complete, and at least by that time we'll have the next expansion ready, next story and lore with all this other crap. But because how people are and how they group up and people socialize, especially these guilds and clans, they go through it within a year or two.
Yep.
And now publishers can't keep up. So with games as a service, if you can't keep up to your crowd, especially with content, and if people uh, are paying money for these microtransactions, and you told them the reason why you have these microtransactions is to help pay for new additional content coming through the game, for more content coming through the game in the future, but you don't show it, yeah, that's what really
Yeah,
kills it.
definitely.
Definitely kills it. I haven't played Destiny 2 in a long time, but ever since Bungie left Blizzard, Bungie left Activision, and now have their hands wrapped around it. I've been hearing nothing but good news now. Recently, I've been hearing nothing but good news of how Bungie's been taking care of things. They've been modeling their game after I forgot the developers of Warframe, but they've been modeling their game similar to Warframe,
Mm-hmm.
which is also an amazing game, and that's free to play. And that's another one for the future of gaming. Free to play fucking AAA games. The sixty
That would
dollar
be
model.
ideal. That would be ideal. That's the best thing you said so far.
Yeah. Oh, let's transition to that. Fuck that shit. Fuck what Destiny and Bungie's trying to do. Well, from what I'm hearing, they're doing great. Transitioning.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the future of gaming is switching over to free to play,
Mm-hmm.
because they have noticed free to play games have been bringing in more money than games that are being are selling for 50 for 60 70 whatever $80.
Right.
Because these free to play games come with microtransactions. People can't help themselves but put a little bit of money in it. Like, what? I like this game. These people deserve, once you've played a game long enough, like I played Warframe, and I played it
Mm-hmm.
for a while on just the free to play model. There is no excuse me. There's no like no game pass, no none of that in there. It's just, here's the game. Here's our if you want whatever armor, here's how much it's gonna cost you, and you just pay us this, and there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I was so into the game and loving it that I was like, you know what? Y'all fuckers do deserve my money. Here's $15,
Right.
or here's 20, or here's 30,
Because
40, 50. I think the
it's
most,
worth it.
yeah, it is, and I think the most money I paid was $15, and that was me getting an armor and some additional resources and schematics, and boom. When I bought that armor along with the additional crap, I was able to make myself a couple other extra armors. I was like, this is amazing.
Nice.
And it was just overall a great experience. So the days of the old of paying a full retail whatever price game is going to be in the past. The future of gaming is going to be free to play games,
I
and
like
I
that.
guarantee you, it's going to happen. And I bet you a lot of it is going to start happening in next generation. Because that games as a service model will kick in harder with free to play games. Look at Apex.
Yeah,
Not
I think
Apex.
everything as a service is like kicking in. Like, just
Fortnite.
think of all the subscriptions that are out there now. Like, you can get a freaking deodorant subscription or like
Yeah,
a
there's
shampoo
subscriptions for everything.
subscription. Yeah,
But look at Fortnite, Apex, all these like they're free to play. They're free to play games. Yeah, they're battle royale, but it's like don't look at the game style or the game genre. Look at the game. Look at the game model. It is a free to play game. And Epic came out saying that they made millions of dollars off of that damn game. Hell, damn near billions. Apex
yeah,
Legends made millions. People are spending money where they feel like this game is worth it.
yeah,
So that paying that full price $60 game is gonna be out the window. There are gonna be some people who are gonna be still stuck behind. Indie devs are still gonna charge their price of um, damn near $5 to $30 for their games, but overall, these AAA games are gonna be free to play, and they're gonna drive in a lot of people because it's like holy crap, Call of Duty's free to play. Give me that. Play the next Call of Duty game and then pay 15, 20, whatever dollars you feel because to you personally, you feel like this game was worth the money.
right.
And there you go.
I like that. I think that as time goes on, games get better, but it's still always about like just bringing people together. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah. Are you cleaning something?
No,
It sounds like you scrubbing something.
does it, man? This computer has the weirdest sounds, or maybe I have the weirdest sound. I don't know. I'm sitting in my chair. I'm literally not doing anything crazy.
It sounds like you like scrubbing something or you just sandpapering. I don't know something. You got some wood over there that you're just sanding down. Ting. You can take that however you want. And now your computer is vacuuming. All right.
My future gaming is getting Mark a computer that's quiet. That should be the future of gaming.
Oh yeah, get yourself a MacBook.
No, that's not a computer.
That is a computer.
Have you seen the Jobs movie?
Yeah.
He's an asshole, man. I can't support
So
that
is
company.
every other fucking guy.
You're right. You're right. What you see? I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to build me a computer from scratch.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a MacBook. Once we start, and I hope D's listening to this. Once we start getting that EFI cake, no EYF cake, check in the mail. That's when I'll send you your MacBook
Wonderful, wonderful.
with an iPhone saying "Homie Switch." There's gonna be a cute little letter in there, and when you open it up, it's gonna be like some fucking asylum, like some jackass from an asylum wrote the letter because that's how my handwriting looks.
Sure, and then I'll be like, oh, I got a Nintendo Switch. I thought that's what you wanted me to do is trade it in and get a Nintendo Switch.
So you
My
traded
bad.
in a
I misread the
computer,
situation.
a $1,200 computer, and $1,000 phone for just a Switch.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man,
I'm not telling you what I did the rest of the money.
it's a flashback of you at a strip club. Woo! No, it's just a flashback of you at Vegas playing craps.
Yeah, that's the reality of it.
Yeah, like
Um,
$12,000 of chips worth, sir. All right. Sorry, you lost all 12,000. Fuck.
it was a good place to end. I think this was nice.
And then
I enjoyed.
$60.
And on $60, yeah.
Free to play games, yeah.
But you're right. It's like it's gaming of the masses is what's gonna, I think, be successful. And obviously, once they figure out the whole loot box scenario, it'll be much better off.
That's going out the way. Loot boxes are not gonna last long. Just a
I
heads
just think
up.
it. I just think it's funny that 12-year-olds got their parents' credit cards and just like went to town.
Dude, you be so. My cousin did that. No bullshit. My cousin had his father's credit card on his PlayStation. Was playing GTA. Didn't have a pass. I think they had a passcode, but he knew the passcode, and spent $600.
Oh my god.
His father was gonna beat his ass. I never forget. My aunt called me saying, "Oh my god, what should I do?" Call Sony and first call your credit card company and tell them to block that, and call Sony and try to get that shit refunded. And only a part of it was able to come back. Yeah, my cousin could not play his PlayStation. I think for 2 weeks, maybe 3. He was on punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
That's funny.
yeah. But also, the future of gaming should have better parental controls for idiot. No bullshit for idiot parents to understand.
The future of gaming is better parental controls. That should be the name of the episode, if it fits.
Future of gaming is now parental idiot proof. Dude, oh my god. You know how many times I have had to help family members who are building not building, who are setting up gaming accounts for their kids, and are like, what should I do? Buy them a Nintendo Switch and don't put your credit card.
Wow, that's funny.
And it's not even an age thing. It's just like people in general. I think that's
I mean, if it's there, if my credit card was on there and it's just like a click away, like obviously you're gonna spend.
Oh my god, my sister had her card information. I think her credit card on the PlayStation. No, it wasn't even her credit card. It was her debit card.
Oh,
and
that's dangerous.
And my nephew, what was it? My nephew, my cousin were telling her like, no, it's free. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. It's free. And I'm reading the stuff. I'm like, nah, sis, that shit is not free. You pay after you download it. She didn't listen to me, of course. And of course, $25 was taken out of account. She looked at her, she randomly looked at her statement. And she goes, what the hell? Oh, you should have seen her eyes. They were fiery red. My nephew was like, ouch. Yeah, boy, you about to get whooped. Took the PlayStation from him. Took the PlayStation away from him for a week. Poor kid.
That's hilarious.
Yep. So yeah, future gaming, free to play games. People are gonna be highly invested in AR and VR within their games. And last but not least, finally, an idiot-proof solution for parental controls on the console.
Yeah, that's basically just what we want.
That's what we want. It's just our opinions.
So, Sony, Nintendo, we expect a service fee. Just email us if you need to know who to make the checks out to.
Yeah, so emails down below.
This is great research right here.
Yeah, exactly. Half of these features don't even fucking come out. AR becomes trash. VR, this is a gimmick. And parental controls on your freaking console is still a fucking hack.
We'll see. We'll do this show every year to see how disappointed and wrong we both were.
60 years old, still doing this goddamn show, and we're just like fucking assholes.
That would be cool. Oh yeah. We should get an old guest on. I would love to see them on a podcast.
I think I have the right person. Just waiting for his ass to get home.
Do you?
Yeah. My grandmother's husband. He's a huge techie. Currently he's in Mexico taking care of his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And he's planning on coming back soon. When he does, he's a huge tech nerd. He loves photography. He's also a freaking amazing musician. This man plays. When I was younger, I saw him with different instruments every other fucking week. He had a saxophone to a trumpet to the electric piano, playing different tunes. Freaking a bass guitar, a guitar. I saw videos of him in Mexico playing the fucking drums. I was like, this guy just doesn't quit.
You're just a natural born musician.
Dude, he plays, but his love is photography.
Okay.
I showed.
Bring him on, yeah.
I'll
Invite
definitely
him.
bring him on, but that's when he comes back. I don't know when.
Of course. Yeah.
Maybe not this presidential. Maybe not during this administration in our presidential office, but maybe the next one.
If anybody has an old person, it's gonna be a great guest. You just let us know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a couple people. Think you also do the same. See if you can find a couple people.
Yeah.
And then we invite them onto the show, chit chat, talk crap, have fun, a blast, maybe crack some old jokes, see how they react.
I just want them to talk for an hour, and I'm gonna listen.
And there goes the
what
thunder.
the heck was that? You have thunder in July?
Bro, it's been raining like crazy. Welcome to Chicago. It's been
sucks.
We had a random freak rain that lasted for about a good 10 minutes. We were like, all right, we're going to go out and get lunch. All right, cool.
That's monsoon season right there.
Raining.
You guys got monsoons? I'm not trying to live in the Midwest, man. I'm sorry.
I don't think we don't have monsoons.
That's gross. When it rains 10 minutes in the middle of the day, that's a monsoon.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just know it rains, it rains. When it pours, and when there's lightning, there's thunder.
Thunder. Okay. We gotta get off here.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was today's episode on our opinions of the future of gaming.
Thank you so much, guys, for listening. We appreciate it always. Check us out on Stitcher, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and send any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions at competentnerds@gmail.com. And our Twitters are in the description. But that was Tank and Marc, and we will see you guys again next week with a whole new theme for July. We will explore it with you next week. Take care, guys.
Peace.